more elder millennial perspective here, but I wanted to talk about anime and how it seems to be sort of different as far as like the fans and stuff back. Well, I'll explain. So in the 90s, when we were getting into anime, at least for elder millennials, like it was pretty much introduced to us as something from Japan. And look at all this detail. It's Ghost in the Shell, it's Akira, you know, et cetera, Ninja Scroll, all so much detail. And again, I can't stress enough this point. The detail is just such a huge thing. It's the Japanese craftsmanship, ultimately. If you go from Bugs Bunny and the Flintstones and the Simpsons to fucking Ninja Scroll and Akira, like I did, like, you know, I was probably 9, 10, 11, I can't remember the exact age to be honest with you, but around 10, like my brain was blown to fucking smithereens watching that fucking screen. And then after I put my brain back together, I started to it was introduced as Japanimation at the time, that was the term, and anime. It was sort of at this, you know, they were used sort of interchangeably for a while. Maybe anime a little bit more even then, but Japanimation was a term used a lot. And it was just, like, you could tell, I guess because it was introduced with Japan in the name, with Japanimation, you know, you really started to notice the cultural differences early on. Like, the way the mouth doesn't move that much. Even the voices sound different than, like, you know, the voice actors. It was usually the dub I was watching in those days. Like, the voice actors were cheaper, especially then, so it was like kind of a lower quality but still awesome, you know, like, you know, in that way. And then, you know, they have like the tear come down their face and the nosebleed and all that. Like, there's so many, and they're eating with chopsticks a lot, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell this is from a different culture. This is different. And I don't mean this in a bad way at all. I mean this in the best way possible. It's foreign. There's an otherness to it. I could tell that even when I was a kid. So, and maybe because it was, you know, introduced as Japanimation once again, but like, that's all to say, like, that's how I took it in. That was the introduction. And I think what's happened, because of so much saturation, so much, and it's a good thing ultimately, I guess, like, anime's gotten ridiculously popular. It's probably more popular than our own stuff these days, right? Than American animation, especially with the Gen Z kids. I'm just guessing. But, like, I feel like if you're introduced to that really early on, and there's no Bugs Bunny before that, there's no Flintstones, there's barely any Simpsons, there's hardly any Family Guy. If you're just Naruto and Bleach or whatever it is from day one, there is no otherness to it. You're not noticing, it doesn't have that extra thing that I don't know for sure, I'm just guessing, but it just feels like, again, I'm using the word feels here, I don't know for sure. It just feels like we, in the 90s, we had that little bit of extra thing to it. That little bit of extra foreign treasure that it was. That discovery, because it was still so niche as well. It was such a small subculture at this time, especially before Dragon Ball and Toonami hit. It was a very small subculture. So, yeah. It does seem like Gen Z and whatever are getting into Japan via anime and stuff, so I think it's still sort of happening. And then people are sort of noticing the culture via anime. But something tells me it was a little bit more palpable back then, but I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing, really. But that was my thought for the day.